Hello and welcome. I am Ali Juno and this is my crafty corner. This is my floss tube. It's 2 weeks late. But if you've watched my Stitch With Me's or anything like that, last week was a bit rough. This week is doing much better. So if you are new here, thank you for coming in. I hope you enjoy the channel. This is a channel, it's been mostly about cross stitch, but I've recently got into knitting, so I will be showing my knitting stuff towards the end of the videos. I do have some haul. It's stuff that I have gotten, handed down to me. I'll show those off. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming in. I really hope you enjoyed the video today and like the progress that I've made on the projects that I did end up working on over the last 2 weeks. And of course, the cat's gonna blind everybody. All right. I want to say thank you for coming in. I really appreciate everybody who has followed and subscribed. My numbers have, increased quite a bit recently, and I'm really happy to see the people are enjoying my stuff. It makes my day. I didn't expect to get 100 people, period. So going at over the 600 mark is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. I think this is flosstube 55. I'm not 100% sure. So we are going to start off with the project I got the least amount of stitching on this week. And that is my heart, Canopy Heart. That is this one. It is a retired design from Heaven and Earth Designs, called Mini Canopy Heart. I am stitching it on 28 count Joblin fabric, 1/1 tent stitch. It is on the color Christmas, so it is bright red. So it'll go there. It has turned out to be gorgeous. I'm loving the look of it. I did not get a lot stitched. I only got about 200 stitches into this project this week. Mainly, I just wasn't feeling the pull for it. I only stitched on this one day this week, or last week actually. I didn't touch it this week. I had stitched on that one day last week. Alright, so the second one I'm going to show is my Kitten and the Rose. That is this one. It is a design by Cindy Nelson. I think this the Cindy Nelson. This is being stitched on 25 count 1/1 full cross on regular ivy colored Lugana. So I got, sorry, strands are hanging. I've got to move them. I got 338 stitches in this project in the last 2 weeks. This is where I'm at. Basically, I've just been working to the end here. So I haven't got a lot done on it, but any stitches is good. All right, so now everything else that I've worked on, I've gotten at least 1,000 stitches into. So we're going to show my new start that I did. I did a Stitch With Me on it. And I proceeded to work on it. I've really been enjoying it. That is this one. This is a design by Stitching Jewels Designs. I'm really enjoying this. I'm stitching it on 32 count, just gridded gray white. It's just a gridded fabric. It's Lugana, that's what it is. I'm stitching it 1/1 tent stitch. And this is where I've gotten on it. I have done 1,700 stitches. So I got the head. I can see his ears. Yay! So yeah, this one's coming along. I'm really enjoying stitching on it. I really haven't decided exactly how I'm stitching on it. Because if you watch my stitch with me, I said I was going to do more of a cross country, and I basically have been, but I'm parking when I get to, like, I won't go past a certain point. So I cross country across like three squares and then park in the fourth square. Just because I don't want to go too far, because I know my count will get off. So yeah. All right. The next one that I've been working on is my Tulip. It is designed by 2x2 Stitch on Etsy, I believe is who it is. I've gotten out of order. I got the most done on this week. In the last 2 weeks, I've done 1,612 stitches. This is where I'm at on it so far. I'm just basically been working the border here, just doing all this inside work. I just want to make sure I get all the way down, and then once I get down here with this border to make sure that I've got this all the way down where it's supposed to be, then I'll go across and do the same thing. So my goal with this one is to do all the outline work, and then once the border and the outline is done, then I'm going to stitch the tulip in the center. At least that is the plan for the moment, but we know how plans go. They always change. All right, so the next one I'm going to show is going to be Pandemic. That is a long dog sampler. I forgot. On Tulip, I'm stitching it on 25 count 1/1 full cross. Okay, so Pandemic, it is being stitched on 28 count 1/1 full cross. And I got 1,228 stitches into this one this week. This is where I'm at. I've mostly been working here, building this down. Not really sure. I just pick it up and go, where do I want to stitch? And that's where I start stitching. So I got that on there. And then on my last and final stitchy project for this 2 weeks is my dream catcher. That is my Gecko Rouge pattern that I've been working on. I got 1,041 stitches into this project this week. I'm stitching it on 25 count easy guide fabric, 2/1 10 stitch. So this is where I'm at. I've been started like right here, and I went all the way across. So there's that. It's looking good. Sorry. Oh yes. I've actually been writing my stitch count down. I had quit doing that, but I'm to the point where I really think it helps me stay motivated. And helps me feel like I've actually done stuff. Give me just a second. Sorry for the typing. Husband's calling me. Just letting him know I'm busy. All right, so yeah, I got 5,468 stitches done in the 2 week period. So I did not feel like I had gotten much done, but once I started calculating everything up, I realized that's not bad at all. that is all my cross stitching projects that I did. Let me get the stuff that I got. Alright, got a lap full. My mom likes to go to Goodwill and yard sales, and she will pick up anything craft oriented. Whether she does the craft or not, she will pick it up. She's been doing it for years. She's going through her stuff, and she decided to get rid of some of them that she's had stashed away. But before we get to showing those, I have a finish I want to show you. It's a finish I did for my mom in 2020 is when I completed it. This is my first. I started doing this just before I started cross stitching, or just after I started cross stitching, because I was real big into making bracelets and necklaces and stuff like that. So I ended up taking one of the cross stitch patterns and turning it into a cross stitch. So those are beads. Those are only beads that are used to make this pattern. So I made that for my mom, but it wasn't framed. So when I was over at her house the other day, I noticed it was still just kind of laying around. So I was like, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna go find a frame for it. So I found a frame for it. It's not even in here because the fabric itself was not even, but I don't think it takes away from it. Besides the glare. Don't look at the glare. So yeah, that was I'm gonna be giving that back to my mom here in a little bit. So I'm gonna show you, like, not up close and personal. I'm not gonna go real detailed on this stuff. But this is some of the stuff that I picked up from Mom's house. She picked up this Oriental cross stitch book. It's got some really cool patterns inside of it. I personally don't think I will ever do any of these, even though they do look really cool. I may look into putting this book selling this book on the market or something like that, because it's a good book. It's still imperfect, it's still in real good condition. So I might just see if I can sell it to somebody who would really want to do it. All right. Now I will not be doing all these books and patterns, and because this is what I've got. But I will most likely separate which ones I really want to do and which ones I know that I'll never touch. And when I do giveaways, I'll probably start putting some of these in for a giveaway. But there are so many, like, things here. This one was printed back in 1981. And it's real pretty. This one I think I'm going to stitch this one myself. I really like it. It's the Crossed Wings collection. I don't know.
Mama!
I'm filming. Bye.
But you need to feed me.
Go away. Not like you can't cook.
I will not. It's right. I don't make it right. You're the first one to do it.
Okay. And then I've got another one here. It's got a bunch of little things, which I may actually do these. I think these are kind of cute. They'd make, I don't know. They're real cute. So I might actually do those. And then there's Christmas stuff, which I'll probably do some of these in here. It'll teach me more about back stitching. But I like the idea of making little Christmas tree ornaments. So I like that one. My And there's another book here, Traditional Needle Art Cross Stitch. More than 30 classic projects here. So that's this one. My middle daughter really liked this one, so she's gonna keep it. But yeah, we've got a camper cross stitch. Let's see. We got a Mary Mason sampler. So we've got this. So yeah, I've got a Leisure Arts magazine from 1987. Cross Stitch Treasures. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 cross stitch and country crafts magazines, ranging from 88 to 90, 87, 90, somewhere around. Yeah, 87, 88, 92. So yeah. So these will probably be, some of these will probably definitely be finding a home. And my giveaway stash. Oops. Making a mess. There we go. Here's another magazine. This is a free cross stitcher with more ideas. So it's got all kinds of things in it. This one I know will be a giveaway. It is too big of a paper pattern for me. It is a crossed wing collection called Thistle Stop number 44. It is a beautiful pattern, but it's too large of a paper pattern for me. I think I can do some of the smaller paper patterns, but I definitely can't do any of the bigger ones. And then there, country sweaters for cross stitchers, little country motifs on there. Another Christmas Around the World, a couple little Christmas motifs. I think they're called motifs. Then we've got a little girl and cross stitch, just a bunch of stitches of little girls. Heirloom Christmas ornaments. Like I said, she had a lot of stuff stored away. Teddies, like all kinds of little teddy bear cross stitches. Country nursery, so a bunch of little nursery cross stitches that you could do. There's a Nature's Elegance. It's got a beautiful flower, which I may attempt that. I don't know. It is a pretty flower. We will see. Here's a Back Home album of memories. I haven't really gone through these at all. Occasions that count. This is a bunch of, I'm just going to do a quick samplers, like little, looks like back stitched words sampler type things. Seasonal Stitches, Volume 2. So we got Christmas sweaters designs. And then we got gift for special occasions, book 1 and book 2. Looks like it's just kind of, yeah, it's just, we got a couple of leisure arts magazines here. Then we have Small Wonders. This is pretty. This is a very pretty pattern. Some of these books have been through heck and back. You can tell just by the way they're kind of stuck together. But this is Along the Countryside. Got a couple pretty flowers in it. Cross Stitch Your Holiday Home. This has that. So, and then I've got a knitting and crossed stitches. Looks like just shows you all different types of knitting techniques. I didn't realize that one was underneath all the cross stitch stuff. All right, so that is all the cross stitching. Oops. Yeah, that is all my cross stitching stuff and all my cross stitching haul. Like I said, I've got a lot to go through to figure out which ones I'm going to be putting away, which ones I'm actually going to try to do. And we'll see how I do with paper patterns. Luckily, we can scan them and put them, make them more digital nowadays. So, now I'm going to show you some of the knitting I've been doing, because I started knitting about a week ago. I started knitting last Friday. So, I have 1 finished project and 2 on the go, because I can never just work on one thing. Does not matter. I cannot work on just one thing. All right, so I did a real simple dishcloth. I think for my first attempt at knitting, it's really well. I've got errors all through it. I messed up here on the edges. Some of the loops, some of the stitches here on the edge didn't work correct, but I don't think I actually dropped any stitches in the center of it, so I was really happy with that. I wanted to learn some simple, small projects to do, because my mom knew I was interested in cross stitching or knitting. So she gave me yarn. Whoops, I'm gonna drop it. So I have a bunch of yarn, and I have some that are not a whole lot of it. So when I made a comment about not sure what to do with the smaller pieces of yarn, because a lot of the projects take lots of yarn, she mentioned dish rags. And since then I found scrunchies and another type of dishcloth that I want to try. So, but the second project that I've been working on is just a shawl. Not very much on it just yet, but that's what I've got so far. So it's coming along. I don't work on this one all that much. I tend to pick it up, throw a couple of rows on it, maybe 2-3 times a day, a few times during work, and a couple of times in the evening. So this is not one I focus on all that much. I think because it's such small loops, it's harder for me to see to make sure I'm in the right spot. The one I tend to get, since I finished my dishcloth, the one that I get my most stitching on is my scarf that I've been working on. It's just plain Jane stitch, just knit stitch, nothing new with it, but I figured doing just a regular knit stitch will help me get used to the motion of doing one. And I think it's turning out okay. I think my tension is pretty good on it. And I really like I love the color. So, I'm really looking forward to when it's done so I can use it this winter. Because I do like wearing scarves in the wintertime, especially up here in Indiana. And then my mom also gave me this little bag to carry it in and to hide them in so the cats don't get my yarn. So yeah, that was super awesome. Basically, it was like, oh cool, I like that. Can I have it? You know how it is with moms. They have something and you want it. All right. I do think that's all I've got. Yeah, that's all I have for today. I will try to do a stitch with me this weekend, and I will try to make sure my floss tubes are on time. Also, I did a little short on how I end stitches. If you would like a particular short on the way I do something, or a short video of how certain things are done, you know, definitely let me know. I'll do my best. I just know I've had a few people who wanted to see how I ended my thread when I was done stitching with it, so I decided to do the little short. I'm thinking of going ahead and doing a short for how I do my loop starts and how I end with full crosses and with as well. Even though it's the same steps as the tent, still. All right. I don't know what I'm going to be stitching on this week. I don't have any, like, it's just kind of a what I feel like stitching. And that's what I pick up and grab. So I'm not making any plans on what I'm going to focus on. The only thing that I'm going to make sure I try to stitch on is my dream catcher, because I really need to get that finished as soon as possible. So, but all right, that's the end of me. Thank you if you've stayed this long. I appreciate you. And I hope everybody has a great week and happy stitching. Bye.